Today I'm going to be making a different video than what I normally do, and it's going to be a bit of a psychological video. I'm not going to drag it out too long. It's just a few points that I've got written down. And yeah, so the reason I decided to do this is because I'm not trading at the moment until next week, the second week of January. I'm spending a lot of time reflecting and planning and preparing for a new year, okay? Because I want to make this year better than last year. Last year was great for me, but I want to be better each year, okay? I'm competitive. If you want to stay the same as last year, then don't watch this video and don't expect to be. But if you want to be better, if you have goals you're trying to reach, create a plan. And this is what we're going to be talking about, okay? It's about the process, trusting the process, because we always hear that being thrown around about trust the process, follow the process, not the money, follow the process. But if you don't have a process, you don't know what the process is, you can't follow it, right? So this is just about creating your process for 2026, because your process is your plan, it's your backbone, it's what you can fall back on. And this video isn't me giving you a process or giving you a plan. You already know what works for you and what doesn't. You already know when you perform the best and when you perform the worst. So it's not me giving you a plan, just organizing it into your own plan so that in 2026, you have your plan, fall back on, and you can make this year better. Okay, so let's jump into it. Okay, first step, the non-negotiable process. This is your list of rules that are never broken, no matter how you feel. Okay, this can include what session do you trade? What is your max risk? Whether that's per day, per trade, whatever. You know what that is for you, okay? No mental game errors, okay? We're not revenge trading. We're not over trading anymore. These silly mistakes, gambling that we used to make, not doing that in 2026. Defined entry, based on your model, and there needs to be a reason for your entry. Your defined stop loss and your defined exits. And then finally, stop trading after X. Now I put X because obviously, like I said, this isn't me giving you a plan. You know what throws you off. You know what makes you want to tilt or crash out. So stop trading after, one loss or, two losses, but the second one is half risk, whatever it is. You know what this stop trading is. So write it down and use your journal. Go back in your journal and see, okay, look for patterns in your behavior. What makes you crash out? What makes you tilt? Okay, secondly, define the type of trader you're becoming. If you look at the top, it says the program isn't about predicting your 2026. It's about who you become in 2026. What type of trader are you becoming? I'm a risk manager first, trader second. I execute well, even when bored. I don't chase, I wait. Imagine like you're building a character, right? The trader version of yourself. What attributes do you want to build into your character? Okay, strength comes from waiting. You're waiting for the right moment to act. If you don't take a trade, your model isn't there and you skip the day, you're building discipline. If you take a small loss and it's, part of your plan, that's a success. Not all wins are a success and not all losses are a failure. Wins and losses can both be a success, okay, as long as you're following your plan. Okay, next step is the bad day protocol. Create a pre-written script for bad days. Include what counts as a bad day. Like I mentioned earlier with the stop trading after X, you know what makes you tilt, okay? You know what makes you want to crash out. So identify these things and you can prevent turning a good day into a bad day by, locking yourself out or whatever it is. What I stopped doing immediately, okay? So after this thing happens, maybe I take a loss. Do I lock myself out? Do I take a 15-minute break? Do I close the charts, turn the computer off? What do I do instead? Do I go for a walk, read a book, whatever it is? Go do a workout, And what I remind myself of, so I recommend you read the book, The Mental Game of Trading. In there, he talks about injecting logic statements. And these are things that you basically, when your emotions are high, you use these statements to inject logic into your brain so that you're not, you know, overwhelmed by your emotions, but you have logic. So like the statements in the top right, I would consider them injecting logic statements. Like I'm a risk manager first, trader second. So it's just these like reminders, okay, that will, suppress your emotions and calm you down and bring you back to the state that you're supposed to be in. And then finally, professional traders prepare for bad days. They don't just wait for them to happen to them and then, try and clean up the mess afterwards and try and, reassemble everything. They are prepared, they have a plan, they know what to expect, they know what they're supposed to do. And on bad days and good days, they know what they're supposed to do. And then finally, the experience loop. This is very simple. Execute, review, adjust if needed, repeat. Okay, no strategy hopping, no emotional journaling during market hours. Reflection happens after the session, not during. Okay, so once you've got everything down, you've got your plan, you know what you should be trading, you know your model, what your risk is. It just comes down then to simply experience. Okay, so executing, reviewing the trade afterwards, whether win or loss. If there's something that you notice doesn't work well, you adjust it, you remove it, whatever it is, and then you repeat. You go in the next day and you do the same thing again. You execute, you then review, you adjust if needed, and you repeat. Okay, and this, stay focused on these things. There's more that will go into this. I wanted to keep this video short and not overpack the video with loads of different points. There is more that goes into trading than this, but these are just some things that come to mind. For me, it's about planning and preparing for 2026 because the year hasn't even started yet. We still have time. And we have a whole year to make it a great year. But if you don't have a plan, if you don't have your process to fall back on during the hard times, because they will come in this year, okay? If you look back on your journal for 2025, you'll see that the bad times do come, okay? The losing streaks, they do come. So have your plan and you can make this a great year. You can make it your best year yet. So have your process, have it defined, have everything written down, and then finally just execute. You've got the process now, you've got the plan, so just execute. Go out there every day and follow the plan. Keep working, keep your head down, and just keep working. And the year will fly by. And we'll be at this point next year again in no time. So yeah, best of luck for your year. I advise you to make a plan if you don't have one already. If you do have one, review your plan for the new year. Make sure you're ready. Yeah, let's have a great year. Keep God first.